Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm back with another speed build, and this time I'm gonna be building in the world of San Myshuno, which comes with the city living pack in the 17 Culpepper house in the Spice Markets neighborhood. This lot is a 7 by 12 apartment lot minus the 3 by 4 cutout next to the entrance with a total value of 104,822 simoleons. The deposit for this apartment is at 800 with a weekly rent of 400 simoleons. It has the lot challenge Gremlins, but it can be removed. So right off the bat, you can see that I'm building with custom content. I noticed that my creative brain tends to flow a bit more when I use CC, and although sometimes I feel a bit intimidated by the vast amount of options available, in my personal gameplay I always use CC furniture because I think it's a bit more current and suits my personal style. But yeah, so I just wanted to do an apartment renovation, and I don't think I've ever built in this lot before, and if you zoom out, it actually is a sort of a brownstone apartment, similar to what I built in the channel in the past. So I kind of went with a similar type of aesthetic with the brownstone apartment I built before, which I don't know what specific name of aesthetic this is, so if you know, maybe tell me in the comments. Anyways, now you can see that I'm nearly finished with the kitchen. So the old kitchen was a bit weird. It hangs awkwardly in one side of the build while the dining table is in the middle. So now I changed it up a bit so the kitchen part stretches on the back wall, and there's a bar seating and a small dining table to complement the look. Next to the entrance by the kitchen, I put this cabinet by Max 20. It looks just like a shoe cabinet, so I put it there and I think it looks super realistic. Also decorating it with some clutter items, a mirror, and also a light switch, which I will put throughout the apartment. I think it makes it look much more realistic and not boring. I also put down a pet feeding station here next to the entrance. It is undecided whether it will be a dog or a cat, but for now it's just there for aesthetics only, because if you wanted a dog, I assume it would need a bathtub and a pet bed, and for a cat, maybe a litter box. Okay, so moving on to the living room here. So by this time, the aesthetics become more obvious. I used a lot of Harrie and Felixandre CC packs to make the room use much more muted colors, which I love. Also, I just love this style of furnishing a lot. It looks very expensive, like somewhere between rustic but also simplistic but also modern in a way. Like it has clean lines but also the rustic feel to it. I personally don't know if I would like to live in a place like this with this type of furnishing, but I think it just is pleasant to the eyes. So as you can see, I'm done with furnishing and I'm just cluttering the place. Like I said, CC clutter just makes the place look a little bit more lively, but also some styles that come with it make it look more expensive at the same time. That's why I always like to use CC to clutter my builds. After putting in some pillows on the sofas and curtains, we will be moving on to the toilet. Now, the toilet is actually the first room I furnished, which inspired the style of the build I eventually went with in this video. It uses this travertine wall, and I used the floor for the walk-in shower. I also reused the same tiles from the kitchen. Both the travertine and the kitchen tiles are from Pierisim. I think that style of flooring just became one of my favorites, definitely because it adds so much texture but still is soft on the eyes. It really made use of those muted and neutral colors, so it doesn't like hit you in the eyes with all the patterns and colors. As you can see in the bathroom, almost all of it except for the ceiling light and the trash can are custom content. And talking about trash cans, I think I forgot to put in a trash can. It's supposed to be on the right hand side of the kitchen island, right in front of the entrance, but yeah, it's already up in the gallery, so nothing I can do about it now, I guess. Now for the bedroom, so I didn't change the original floor plan because I wanted it to be a renovation, but I do think that the original floor plan was a bit too spacious, and I think that this apartment can fit another sim or maybe two in it. So I ended up splitting the living room to fit another bedroom for their child. For the primary bedroom here, it unfortunately only has one small window as opposed to the child's bedroom with 3, but I noticed a lot of parents actually don't want a lot of sunlight. Maybe it's just my parents, I don't know, but I would have loved to have that other bedroom with the 3 windows because I just love direct sunlight. So anyways, with the primary bedroom, I went with this dark blue and cream sort of color palette, so it is quite a nice contrast in my opinion. Dark blue is just one of my go-tos for colors. Even my wardrobe in real life is dark blue, so it shows up in my builds too. Also, for this room, I included a vanity table on the corner near the window. I used the HARLUXE CC pack, which is one of the latest pack by Harrie and Felixandre. So what I really love about them is that I think across Harrie's individual CC, Felixandre's individual CC, and their collab CC, it's as if they came from the same pack. I mean, the wood tones, the textures, it's always consistent with one another. I mean, Sims creators and builders on YouTube and Twitter always complain how the wood tones in the Sims packs are not consistent from one pack to another, so it just goes to show how high quality all of these CC packs are. Anyways, we're on to the last room of the build, which is the child's bedroom. So the idea for this room is maybe this is for a teen rather than a child, but I still put in a lot of furniture that maybe are from when they were little, such as a stuffed animal and a toy chest. Also, I put a lot of power outlets across the apartment, just like the light switches. I think it adds to the realism and it's just a nice detail. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll notice that I love cluttering, and especially cluttering kitchens and also desks in any study area. I love a big bookcase with lots of storage and books lined up. I also like it if it has a lot of realistic clutter such as stationery holder or some books lying around, all that stuff. You can see with this child, I think they are quite a good student and also quite neat and tidy. I didn't put a lot of items that could describe their personality better, but I think wanting to be a good student is actually a personality in itself. I imagine that with their wealthy parents, this child was very privileged from a young age. They have all the necessary resources to be successful in school, and I think that their parents also give them quite a lot of freedom to maybe pursue what they want in life. So I put an incense holder in the bookshelf, a lot of plants, and also a digital sketch pad. So maybe this child is actually quite the type that's artistic and maybe likes Zen and nature, which also describes the amount of windows that they have. I mean, just looking at this bedroom, even though it's very narrow, I think it looks so great. I would love to have this as my bedroom. Here you can see I'm putting this floating shelf in front of the window. I imagine this to be the windowsill, so I put the plants there and also a trophy, cause why not? Also, I put in another trash can under the desk, which if you don't know, I almost always use a dining table for a desk because it has a lot more slots for the computer instead of only in the middle slot, and it just gives me more options to work with. For the bed frame, I use this tropical bed frame by Peacemaker just so that it fills up the whole length of the 3 grid squares, but for the mattress itself, I use the bed from Harrie and Felixandre's Tiny Travelers. I also use their wallpaper for this room and the living room and also the wardrobe set. So like I said, I gave them this huge stuffed animal and also a toy chest, which logically can be used as storage, not just for toys. Also, the foldable standing mirror is by Harrie. So what's left is just me cluttering the wardrobe with a round mirror and also some body care essentials, and that's it. After this, we will be moving on to the screenshots, and as always, what do you guys think of the build? This build will be on the Sims 4 gallery. My ID is just LouisRP7, and that is LOUISRP7. And what do you guys think I should build next time? Leave it down in the comments below if you have any ideas, and don't forget to like the video, share it, and hit the subscribe button. I post my videos on Fridays, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!